All right, Illini fans, better late than never. I did not watch the game. No surprise they lost. Was surprised to see that Terrence Shannon Jr. didn't play, calling it a concussion protocol. All right, 39% from the floor. That's terrible. Indiana, not much better. 3-point shooting. Illinois continuing to be the worst, well, one of the worst, if not the worst, 3-point shooting teams in the country. 6 for 20, 30%. Indiana, 5 for 11, 45%. Free throws, 14 out of 18, 77%. Not too shabby for Illinois. That's pretty decent for them. 8 for 13, 61% from Indiana. Rebounding, Illinois was out rebounded. Out assisted. Illinois got one more steal, 2 more blocks. Turnovers, 11. So once again, Illinois has more turnovers than assists. Indiana with 14 turnovers. That's terrible. Both teams fouled a lot. So, all right, we're going to go to the box score, and you already know. Coleman Hawkins played 29 minutes. And in 29 minutes, he got, hold on. How do I, in 29 minutes, 7 rebounds and 6 points and 3 turnovers. Coleman Hawkins will never, ever be in the NBA. There is not one thing he does on the court that the NBA wants. Not one. It's all in his head, period. It's not a physical thing. It's a mental thing, an emotional thing with him. He doesn't have it, period. And he won't have it, period. He is what he is, a letdown. 29 minutes, 7 rebounds, and 6 points. You want to see what a good player looks like? What about Trace Jackson? 12 for 19 from the floor. 12 rebounds. 26 points, 5 blocks, 3 steals, but he had 5 turnovers. That's terrible. That's what a good player looks like. So, for those out there that think Coleman Hawkins is going to the NBA, that he's a good player, let me ask you this simple question. If Coleman Hawkins is a good player, future NBA player, what in the world is Trace Jackson Davis? Because if Coleman is a good player, based on 7 rebounds and 6 points, Jackson Davis must be a college Hall of Famer and a future NBA first ballot Hall of Famer. According to your logic, that's what he is then. Coleman Hawkins sucks. He has sucked, he does suck, and he will suck. He needs to transfer. This should be his last year. He needs to transfer, and I hope he does. If he comes back, I'm going to be sad because it's another wasted, empty stat player that's on the court. He's a junior. He's been here 3 years. And when the team needed him, he gives us 6 points and 7 rebounds. He's a joke. He's not going to the NBA, so just stop with that delusion. Dane, 24 minutes, 5 for 8 from the floor, 5 rebounds, 11 points, 3 turnovers. Matthew, 7 out of 17, 4 for 11 from 3. He takes too many threes, in my opinion. 6 out of 7 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds. He out rebounds Coleman and Dane. Well, he had 12 more minutes than Dane did, but still. 5 blocks for Matthew. Coleman gets 1 block in 29 minutes. Dane 1 block in 24. He gets 5 in 36. 24 points with only 2 turnovers. So it's obvious to see who the best player on Illinois is. Going into the season, Terrence Shannon Jr. was looking like he would be the best player. Then he went just completely turned into a crap player. And then nobody was worth anything. And then Matthew started to step up. So now he's the best player on the team. There's no doubt about it. It just is what it is. Jay Nips, he's not afraid to shoot. And that's one thing about that kid. He is not afraid. 3 for 11 from the floor. He should have been afraid, but he wasn't. 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He had 12 points and 2 turnovers, and he had 2 assists. That's not good. RJ Melendez, 14 minutes. 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 points for the sophomore. RJ Melendez, once again, it's not a physical thing. It is a emotional and mental thing. Just like Coleman Hawkins, they're twins. It's not physical. It's mental and emotional. They both don't have it, and they're not going to have it. Both should transfer after this year. My advice, both of them should go play for a Division III school where they could have the confidence mentally. Maybe, just maybe, they might excel. Maybe both of them will get 10-plus rebounds a game. Maybe both of them will score, like 15-plus points a game. But Division III may be too much of a challenge for them. I can't say for sure they would get 10 and 15 because they're just really bad players. Ty Rogers, 27 minutes, 2 for 7. He took 7 shots in the game. That's a lot for him. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 points. Even Brandon got in the game, but who cares? Sincere Harris, he's getting lost. He's getting lost on the bench because of his terrible offense. 1 for 4 from the floor, 2 points. I was saying in my videos that Sincere Harris is too young to give up on his offense. That's not right. He's not that good of a defender to where he could just play, and his defense is so awesome that you can go without him being able to make a layup or doing anything offensively. And once again, you see he's on the bench a lot. I'll say it again. Sincere Harris is too young to try to focus on just defense. He has to be able to score. You have to be able to make a layup. You have to. Sincere Harris is going to stay on the bench his whole career here unless he can start scoring offensively. Because put him out there on the court, you just have an empty hole offensively. Same thing with RJ Melendez. Same thing with Coleman Hawkins. And it's hard to win when that's the case. Luke Goody got 23 minutes of play. Only took 5 shots. I don't understand. 7 points, no turnovers. So 1 for 3 from 3. Luke Goody, I'm kind of surprised he doesn't take more shots. In my opinion, he should. You can't have Dane taking more shots than you. Dane has no problem taking 8 shots. You only take 5. So Luke Goody's got to be more aggressive, and he's got to be the starter. It's just that simple. So, because let's see what we got at him. Because he should have redshirted. This year's a wash. This year is a complete wash. This team is bad. They're going to be bad, and they're not going to win in the tournament. That's a fact. So he's wasting his year by playing. You might as well start the kid. Let's see what he can do. We know what RJ Melendez can do, and it's nothing. We know what Coleman Hawkins can do, and it's nothing. So Melendez, put him on the bench. Terrence Shannon goes back in. Coleman, put him on the bench. And let's go with Luke Goody. And Dane can start at center. And we'll just roll with that. Trace Jackson Davis, 12 for 19 from the floor. 12 rebounds and 26 points. 5 blocks, 3 steals, 2 assists, but 5 turnovers, which is terrible. That's a good player. We don't have a good player. Nothing like that. Matthew, he played pretty good today, so good for him. But that's not constant. That's like, who knows when that's going to happen. After the game, Bruce Weber. After the game, Brad Underwood. It was a weird video. When I woke up, I went on YouTube immediately, and I seen a video of the locker room. So they made a video in the locker room. I'm thinking, oh, Illinois must have won. But as a video, they lost. But Brad Underwood was talking as if they won. He was like, he wasn't yelling. He wasn't upset. He was clapping. He was saying he was proud of them. They did good. And I'm like, they lost. And then, so he's definitely taking on a different approach. There's no doubt about it. He told Matthew if he could only play like that every game, he was basically begging him, if only you could play like that every game, we could have something with you. You know, so he was saying that. But Brad Underwood has definitely, without a doubt, changed. He's recognized that these players are soft, they're weak, and he can't yell at them. He just can't tell them nothing because they're weak like that. They're fragile. So he's got to baby them, cuddle them. When they lose, he's got to give them hugs and participation trophies. I tell you, we're not headed the right way. We're not. I come from the time where men were men, and we're not living in that time. I'm telling you, they stopped making men a long time ago. This is just sad. Sad to see when you lose a game, you have to get supported and he's got to clap for you and tell you he's so proud of you, and you lost the game. What world are we living in? If you haven't seen that video, go on YouTube. You'll see it. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you because it really shows you how bad this situation is. So let me put that video on. All right. Here's the video of Brad Underwood in the locker room after a loss. A loss. This man has changed, and I know it's killing him. So listen to this.
Guys raised up, Matt. Hell of a day. Hell of a day. Hell of a day. Brandon, great job. Ty, coming off sick. Huge. All right, and I couldn't be prouder. I'm really ecstatic. I'm fired up about where this team's at. And Matt, when you can keep playing like that, okay, I'm being really honest. And I'm being really honest with everybody. You learn to play like that and figure out how to do that most nights, and not just make shots, but have that assertiveness and that aggressiveness on both ends. We can go a long way. This thing can go a long way. So, terrific job. Let's go get one on Monday.
So he said he was ecstatic. He said he was really happy. He said this team can go a long way. He's lying. He is lying to himself. And this is how bad the situation is. Matthew just played really good. And guess what? They lost because there was a better player on the other team. So I'm telling you right now, this is how bad this team is. That Brad Underwood has just gone mad. He's lost it. He is celebrating a loss. Can you comprehend that? Brad Underwood is celebrating a loss, telling them that they can go a long way in the tournament. He's lying, and he knows he's lying, but this is what he has to do to this weak team, and the players were clapping. They were clapping along. What kind of beta males are in that locker room? Dude, I couldn't imagine losing a game and having my coach tell us that we're so good, we're going to go a long way in the tournament, and then having everyone clap together. What? We're unranked. We're a bad team. How stupid do you think we are? I can't believe no one in that locker room stood up and said, Coach, I know why you're doing it, because you look around and you see a bunch of weak emotional and weak mental players. So I understand why you're doing it. But guess what, coach? I'm not one of them. We lost today. We are unranked. We are a bad team. We're not going anywhere in the tournament. You wanna talk about what Matt did today? Great. Let's talk about what Coleman did today. Let's talk about what RJ Melendez did today. Let's talk about those two players, coach. That's if I'm on the team, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna call it like it is. They're lucky I'm not coach. Because if I was the coach, they'd all have to transfer. Because I'm not taking that beta male, that type of beta male stuff. I'm not doing it. I want men. I want real men who can handle things emotionally, mentally, who can do what it takes to win. If you play for me and you're out there getting less than 10 rebounds a game at your height and you're giving me 6, 7 points, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be on the bench. You're not playing for me. But for Brad Underwood, he feels like he has no choice. He's got to play these kind of bum players. But anyway, this team is bad, and they are not going anywhere in the tournament. That's crazy talk. But he's desperate. He's confused. And he's probably concerned he's going to lose his job. He's tried yelling at them. He's tried being tough. They cried. Some of the players have left the team. And he's at his wit's end. When this doesn't work, because it's not going to work, what's he going to do then? He's been hard. He's been soft. Where do you go to? A new job. That's where you go. All right. Let me know in the comments your guys' thoughts.